All right, welcome back. So let's get into discussion. Being the 7th day of July 2026, people and politics on this Tuesday, the Sabasaba Day, which is bringing a lot of confusion in the country. But yes, 36 years ago, that is on 7th of July 1990, the Kenyans way back then went to the streets looking and fighting for the repeal of Section 2A. There, they got it, and we are enjoying that point today. So that's on the front page of the local dailies. But before then, let me invite my guest in studio officially. I have got next to me, Omwami Wafula Mutacho, who is the Ford Kenya chairperson, Trans Nzoia County. He's also a man of many titles. Omwami, good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Next to him is Frank Nyamari Nchori.
Hi.
An advocate of the High Court. Karibu.
Asante.
He's also a political analyst, and Dr. Anthony Gitonga, who is also a political analyst. He's also salivating for Othaya seat. I have to say that.
Absolutely, and it's sure bet.
And you didn't say that I'm also in support seat.
Thank you.
Is it type
wait,
of...
Wait.
Now we are in the same table and there is some discrimination or what?
Go ahead.
You've said Othaya and you've forgotten support seat. And I'm going for support seat.
We are also thinking of Nyaribari.
Victor, what is wrong?
Oh, he's also thinking of Nyaribari.
I think you need to start the introductions again.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, rewind again at selector. That's what...
Yeah, otherwise we will go to the street and start protesting about this.
Pull up and rewind again, selector. Wafula Mutacho, Ford Kenya chairperson, Trans Nzoia County. He is the chairperson. I call him Omwami. And he's also going for the...
Support seat.
Okay.
Parliamentary seat.
Very good. Good morning.
Good morning.
And next
Victor.
to him is Frank Nyamari. He's an advocate of the High Court, political analyst, and you're also going for?
I'm not going for anything. Just
thinking about it.
Okay. And of course, Dr. Anthony Gitonga is an analyst. Othaya is waiting for him. Karibu Daktari.
Asante sana.
Asante sana. And next to him is...
I wish him well.
Thank you so
Shadrach.
much.
Yes.
I wish you well as well.
Asante.
Thank you.
Shadrach Komboi is an advocate of the High Court, and he's also saying that Kajiado North.
Thank you, Victor. You know, it's always good to reserve the best for last.
Oh.
Yes. Good morning to you and to my comrades here.
Karibu sana.
Yes, of course, I have this call, the call of duty by the people of Kajiado North constituency. Yes, in fact, as we speak, I am the current member of parliament of Kajiado North. It's only that we have someone who is enjoying the privileges of a member of parliament.
No.
But you see, I'm a very philanthropic person. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
There's only one seat.
Yes, it's me who is having it.
No.
It's only that someone else is enjoying the privileges. And of course, if you are charitable and if you're philanthropic...
Who elected you?
The people.
When?
The people.
When?
In the hearts of the people, they know that I am their member of parliament.
No, those are just assumptions, Victor. We should not take a lot of time on that.
Okay.
So maybe those are good prayers.
No, it's okay. I understand. He's a good man.
Even Raila was at one time, sworn in to be the people's president. Yes, of course.
But that is true, Victor. I mean, if you look at across our country, we have many likes of our killing that are acting, all right? Acting members of parliament or just people who are doing the job as opposed to those who are elected into those positions, all right? So that is not just his case because many parliamentarians who are elected into parliament either have forgotten their job or have lost favor with the people, and the people are now, resonating and going to other leaders. It's the same case in Kajiado North. It's the same case in Othaya. So it's
equally to Saboti too.
Now we have converted you now.
It's a feeling across our country.
A very quick one, gentlemen. Let me take you through the front page. Wakili, you'll take the Standard for me.
Yes.
And Dr. you'll take for me the Star.
Okay.
All right. Kindly. Let me start with the front page of the Daily Nation. Sabasaba test. On July 7th, 1990, the day opposition leaders and their supporters confronted the dictatorial KANU regime. Today marks the 36th anniversary of the historic Sabasaba protest that launched the unrelenting push for multi-party democracy, culminating in the toppling of the one-party state and restoration of popularism, pluralism. I got it right. Human rights activists have planned demonstrations to pressure authorities to address human rights violations, including abductions, extrajudicial killings, and growing political intolerance, which they say stifle civic freedom. But police have now outlawed the planned protest, claiming that they have not received any notification as per the law. How the parties conducted themselves will be crucial to averting violence witnessed during the last year's demos. That is on the front page of the Daily Nation. Still, Sifuna's turning point, what does it say? That a meeting hosted by Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya endorsed Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna to vie for the presidency, following which leaders allied to Linda Mwananchi faction have vowed to fight for the registration of the movement or as a political party, or explore another outfit should the legal hurdle becoming unsurmountable, signaling parting ways with ODM. That is on the front page of the Daily Nation. And finally, there is a campaign cash cups where the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission are now pushing to stop politicians buying seats. For the ward, 5.6 billion shillings cumulatively. Constituency, 5.2 billion shillings. County, 2.3 billion shillings. Presidential, 4.4 billion shillings. And that brings a total of 17.7 billion shillings to be spent during the next general election. Wamboi, what do you have on the front?
Thank you. The Standard, as at the 7th day of July 2026, the headline is the prison haste, an inside job, a rogue payroll clerk used stolen credentials to authorize Kenya shillings 41 million in bogus transfer allowances for nearly 1,000 prison officers, triggering one of the most brazen payroll breaches in recent years. Warders of every rank, including senior commanders, woke up to unexpected deposits before investigators traced the scheme to an insider in the payroll department. 6 months later, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations has finally opened a formal probe into a scandal that exposes deep rot in the State Department for Correctional Services. You can read more at page 5. Thank you.
Dr. The Star?
Thank you, Victor. The Star is here with us this morning, and it's talking about food security. And it has a beautiful headline that is reading, Rice creates 280,000 jobs in route of food security campaign. Victor, I must say that I'm very conflicted reading this particular headline because we have a government that is known to hype its own figures, figures that have been challenged even by the Kenya Bureau of Statistics. For example, we see here that 770,000 acres are under irrigation, and it says that 70,000 to 100,000 direct and indirect beneficiaries of Bura irrigation scheme. And something that is also quite interesting, it says that we have 59% rise in Mwea's rice production in 3 years. I'm saying that I'm conflicted because we have seen the same government import rice into our country, and we have seen our poor farmers from Mwea complaining, that we have a lot of infiltration of rice from outside the country that is coming to compete with our own rice. If surely we have this 59% rice in Mwea's production in the last 3 years, then why do we still have to import? And why do we still have to, why are we still rice farmers in Mwea complain? So that is the headline, but I think these are facts and figures that need to be scrutinized more so that we can get the accurate picture.
Okay. So let me come back to Frank. Good morning once again.
Good morning.
So let's talk about Politics Reloaded. Whatever is happening in the country can be seen. With the current temperature is now actually focusing on Olukalao. Daktari, you are an interested party in Olukalao,
yes,
right? An interested party, amicus.
Yes, yes, you're right.
The attention is in Olukalao right now. I'll come back to that one. But what do you make of the current political system? Because it seems that after the passing of the financial year, the finance bill of 2026-2027, it's all systems go right now.
Yeah, it's all systems go. Victor, first of all, when we ask the right questions, we will be able to get the right answers. But if we ask the wrong questions, it's more likely that even if we give the right answers, those right answers will be considered wrong. Because anything that you multiply by 0 will be 0. I will start by saying that, you see, for example, what is in the Star, it's talking about an increase in rice, but we are not being told how much the country requires. So whether the increase in rice in Mwea is noted, it does nothing to do with the president or the political temperatures around the area, because we do not know how much the country reserves. Going forward, to answer your question about the political temperatures, people are singing one term and two term. And I'm happy to hear that some of these panelists are going to vie. The question is, what is there on the table for the people? For example, my good friend Shadrach, what is there for the people of Kajiado North? What is there for the people of Odai? You know, what is there for the people of Saboti? That's the questions. Those are the real questions that we need to ask, so that we don't hype ourselves behind someone's coat and start singing one time, two time, yet we do not have an agenda. I'll be happy as a person to see what, for example, we are going to offer the people. We have seen, for example, what is happening in Yaribari Church. Our current member of parliament is dishing money left, right, and center and forgetting development. So those are the kind of issues that we need to look at as a people and come up with solutions, so that when we enter into the electioneering period or year time, we are able to make correct decisions as far as politics and leadership is concerned.
Yes.
So we must, at this point, separate two things. One, we must separate politics, and two, we must be able to understand what is leadership. And leadership, in my own view, goes hand in hand with delivering services to the people. It has nothing to do with lip politics. It has nothing to do with hyping yourself and criticizing everything that comes on your way. It has everything to do with your vision. It has everything to do with your plan. It has everything to do with what you can deliver to the people. So as at now, I can see a lot of people singing one term, Ruto must go, and even during this Sabasaba protests, we are going to have a lot of that, because there are so many things, but we are forgetting one thing. What is this that we can positively criticize and say, this has happened, and we can appreciate the government for doing the same for the people?
Okay. Omami, the politics of ideology and promises, what does that really mean? Because this is the time that a lot of promises is going to be sold to Wanjiku. And it's going to come with, in turns, promises. But when it comes to implementation, so that's where the problem begins.
You know, Victor, when you join politics, people want to hear hope. People expect a lot of hope.
Correct.
In politics.
Correct.
If you don't give them hope, they will not vote for you. And this is what goes around. Most of the politicians who are elected gave a lot of hope to the people. But finally, few have implemented the promises. So it's a normal culture. It's a normal culture, Victor.
It's normal culture to do what?
Yes, to give hope. And
then fail not to
most of them fail to deliver. We've seen it. Right from member of parliament, MCS, governors. The governors have played most of it worse. Yes. So we see that. They give hope. People elect them. Finally, they don't deliver. Now, you know, President was in, I think it was in Mwea, is it Mwea? Embu, last weekend. And he just said clearly that before next general election, we'll go back and see with my promises what I've delivered and what I've not delivered. That is what we want to see. It is good. And also let us resonate back to even to governors. Governors promised most of our voters a lot of changes in the county, but finally, most of them have not delivered. Instead, they have just squandered money.
And you're saying it is
because
that's what we need to run away from.
I don't know what we need to do. And last time, Victor, I was in this table, and I said that sometimes when we put the situation of political temperature in the country all throughout, the government failed to concentrate on the promises,
yes,
most of it, and even governors also. And I remember one time President Uhuru said we should stop politics every time because we concentrate less on development. But yeah, I can see the president has tried enough to absorb politics, and do some little promises that to fulfill the promises he gave. So it is also challengeful. Kenya is a worst country when we come to political cycle temperature. It runs throughout the circle.
Yes.
You see, like now, let's take an example of America. America, after the last general election, people went to work. No lot of politics around.
And then we have Kenya.
Now we have Kenya.
Okay.
Immediately after election, politics starts.
Okay.
A lot of push and pull.
It's quite saddening because you are saying it's quite normal for politicians, and I have the three of you here. So which means you're copying, you've just taken the textbook.
No, we need to change this scenario. We need to change. We need to change and tell our people it is not time for politics now.
Okay.
It is time for development. We need to change.
That's a good question, Victor. But maybe before I come to that question, there's a challenge given by my very good friend here. That what is the agenda? What plan do you have for the people over there? What I want to say is that leaders should not come up with agenda. A responsible leader should be able to engage his or her own people and set the agenda together. All right, Victor, you know that I'm running for the parliamentary seat. 2027, and there's a lot of consultation happening. There's a lot of engagement happening because what you need to do is to go and listen to the people, all right? And that is why I'm in DCP party, because our slogan is to listen to the people, so that when you get into that position, you're able to work together and you're able to fulfill the desires, the aspirations that they so direly need. And I can give you an example that just yesterday I had led a delegation of more than 300 grassroots leaders to Amunyoro, all right? And why are we doing this? Because it's an important conversation to have, all right? We are having 45 days of consultations happening, and His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, my party leader, is engaging many leaders so that when we form government in 2027, what we will be able to do is not to make those promises, but is to have a conversation with the people and see the priorities. Okay, you cannot be able to do everything at once, but it's the people who tell you this is the priority. It's about roads,
and then
it's about education.
Then you promise to deliver.
Yes.
Of course,
finally,
but now when you do it inclusively, it becomes a matter of prioritizing. You promise what people need to hear, and that is what you.
How is the 45-day conclave?
So far, so good. I was there yesterday. Yesterday was Odhaya's day. We were more than 300 of us.
You'll tell us
talking about Odhaya, talking about our politics, and that's the way to go. Leaders should not sit somewhere in a boardroom and present the agenda to the people. It's an engagement with the people. The people should tell you that our priority is healthcare. What we want are roads. Okay, I come from an area where tea, coffee, and milk is big. So they want to say, for example, we have.
We take a quick break.
We pay some bills?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be okay.
Okay.
Stay with us. The delegation will be right back.
All right.
All right. Okay. Welcome back. So let's get back to the discussion. So I asked a question. You said you're in...
Yes.
You led a delegation.
Yes.
You can just bottle that a little bit. You'll give us more info.
That's fine.
The 45-day conclave.
Yeah.
But Shadi, look at it this way. You are in a position right now to spur the relationship between you and Wanjiko, actually to grow it, by giving them the development that they need. You know, the cliche, the roads, the hospitals, the schools, etc., etc., etc. But where do we draw the line? Because now we are going to see politics reloaded. That's my topic of discussion today, politics reloaded. Tons and tons of promises are going to come. At what point are you going to sieve what you need to deliver and rhetoric?
Well, I think today being a Sabasaba, it's important that we also concentrate so much on why we are even commemorating on this day. In the year 1990, on the 7th day of July, people went to the streets, people died, people suffered quite a lot so that they will create or expand the political or democratic space that we currently enjoy. And the expansion of this democratic space was to ensure not only that we have these competitive elections, but more to it, that we have accountable leadership, that we have leaders that are responsible for what they tell the people, that we have a leadership that puts Wanjiku at the center of everything that they do. It is not for nothing that our national values and principles of governance require that one of the requirements when we are passing policies, we are passing laws, is the involvement of the people, the public participation of the people. So that, and this is why I agree with Daktari, that you see, it's not a matter of you being well-read, being well outspoken, being well-dressed, that you will go to the people and talk down at them. No, it is about engaging the people. It's about, establishing the need of a people. In Kajiado North constituency particularly, we have like 5 wards. In these 5 wards, each ward has its different need. The needs of the people of Ololua are so much about roads. Not that the people of Olkeri are not focused on roads, but if you were to look at development in terms of the road infrastructure that has been done in Ololua ward as opposed to now Olkeri ward, you will see that the people of Ololua have been neglected. There are people who have been taken for a ride and for granted for quite a long time. Now, if you are to establish the needs of the people in Ongatarongai and those in Kware, you will establish that these are, very urban areas, or the population living in these areas is quite urban, so their needs are almost instantaneous. So that if you're to promise things, one, people want the traffic jam that is in Ongatarongai to be eased up. The people want schools. We have students from my constituency that school in Langata.
Yes.
So that these students, or these parents, or parents of these students, rely so much on the goodwill from the public transport to have their students ferried to their school. Because we do not have like school buses, we do not have good infrastructure in terms of education. Currently, as we speak, we have so many students who are being chased away from school. We have Form 4s. We have Form 4s who have not reported to school the whole of this semester. And we have a representative in that area.
Yes.
So if you are to strictly speak, we are looking at a leadership that is so focused on the needs of the people so that you do not have to promise so much. What you need to do is just to have deliverables. Like what I have mentioned, I have studied the people and I have studied their needs, and I have told them that, well, I know for far too long this sort of dishing of bursaries to people who are politically aligned, people who are well connected politically speaking. So that is a culture that should come to a stop.
Yeah.
We should just ensure that we make just education free and accessible to all. So that if you have qualified to be in school, there will not be that barrier that you need to pay school fees for you to be in a classroom. People need to be guaranteed that if I am a resident in Kajiado North constituency, I have a right to education as decreed under the constitution. If I just walk into a secondary school, I will not be frustrated by teachers there telling me to pay, I don't know, 5,000 shillings or 10,000 shillings for me to access education. And the converse will be that for me now to enjoy that access to education, I must go to the Member of Parliament's office, delude him with the 2 terms chance, or those chance of 2 term, so that he can give me that, that bursary.
Yeah.
So we just need to, we need to delink politics from education and the systems as they are.
Okay, I want to ask you this question, because now we are headed there.
Yes.
The landscape, the Kenyan political landscape is always so predictable. We are going to have, Frank, let's talk about ethnicity, how it has played a key role, and how important is it, all right? And of course, there's that aspect of elite bargaining. You have got a political party here. Because you have got a political party, Wanjiku is going to buy to our ideologies. If you have got a strong political party with how many members of parliament supporting this and that, Wanjiku is going to believe. So let's talk about ethnicity, the importance of ethnicity in our politics, how it shapes our politics, or probably how it doesn't shape our politics.
Victor, Kenyans are one people. And this narrative of ethnicity that we are going to form, first of all, the candidate is going to look like he has votes from his community.
Yes.
You see, that is, I think, outdated at this time, because people are more focused on the character of a person, irrespective of where he comes from. Number 2, I like what this Linda Mwananchi group is doing, that they do not care who is a Luo, they don't care who is a Luya, they don't care who is who. They just care, are you able to deliver to the people?
Yes.
I think that is the the direction that every other person will move. Now, they normally say that charity begins at home, and that's where the ethnicity card is played. That for you to be able to come out, first of all, you must be able to put your house in order, so that you come on the table with something for you to be able to be considered as a negotiating, factor. That is where it all begins, and that's a good thing to do. Because you must lead in your house for you to come out here and tell us that you want to lead us.
Yes.
That is true. But then, if we look at it from the angle of uniting the entire nation, then we have to shun away from the ethnic card so that we unite all Kenyans in terms of ideology.
But the ethnic card will be played because of numbers.
Numbers.
Mama will tell you that.
It will be played because of numbers, I agree. But then, going forward, that should not be the issue. Because I think Kenyans are more learned. I don't think Shadrach Wambui is looking for people of his ethnic group in Kajiado North for him to become the member of parliament. I think he should, in one way or another, he should tell the people what he needs, what he will do. And that is what he has said, that he needs to give the people of Kajiado North guarantee that any person who is there can be able to access free education. That has nothing to do with ethnicity.
The arithmetic of having the ethnic numbers is always a very big issue when it comes to that.
I would agree with you.
Have you noticed that there's a lot of focus in Western where Umami come from? Umami, true or false?
True.
Why?
It's a fact.
Why?
No, because of numbers.
Because of numbers.
Yeah.
And who are the people who have the numbers?
Luya.
The Mulembe Nation.
Yeah, the Mulembe Nation
Very
have
good.
the numbers right now. Actually, we are at par with the mountain. We are at par.
All you need to do is to work together.
We are at par with the mountain.
If you bring everything into one basket.
Which statistics are they using?
That's the question.
That is
As
the
per-
last
Because census is yet to
census.
be-
Last
Yes.
census. Last census. You didn't go through the last census?
no,
The last census showed very clearly we are at par with the mountain.
No, part of it was actually nullified by the High Court. My Lord Justice Lawrence Mugambi nullified.
Why was it nullified? Because
it was not
no,
factual.
it was interfered that now the new generation is coming up from Mulembe Nation, topping the list of numbers.
No, not
that is
quite.
why.
Okay.
That is why it was
create
interfered
a
and
perception.
stopped by the.
You see,
the
that's
High
the
Court.
perception now you're talking
No,
about.
not quite. You see, the census, as it were, is very central, in the coming up of the delimitation of boundaries and constituencies.
Yes.
So it's important. So some people living at the northern parts of this country, for some reason, they went to court, they challenged it, knowing too well that it would lead, if we relied on the results of that census, it will lead to the withdrawal or the denial of a constituency in their counties and an additional probably in another. So as it speaks,
that was a step court. I think you could go deeper in a political way. You are talking in the way of.
So the problem with the politics, the problem with the politics, it has no reference. And people just speak from the top of their heads. The beauty about the
now you are coming to politics and you must understand this game.
Yes, but now I don't want to be like you people. The beauty about the law is that you speak with facts. If there is an issue about what you are speaking about, then you can always make reference to a certain document and say there was a judgment that was done. There is this document and that document.
And the fact
so
of the
it
matter,
gives you even the power of arguments.
And the fact of the matter, Victor, is that the actual statistics do not rate Western at par with the mountain.
It is not true.
It is not true.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
what
a
they
fact.
need to do is
They're
if
just
they
being
work
ambitious.
together,
Yeah.
if they came together, I think they would be able to bargain on their numbers. But also what I want to say,
They work together as...
to be able to bargain.
There's so many sub-clans.
Okay, right? There's so many
No,
things.
it
So
is a
much
Mulembe
division,
nation. When you
right?
go like the
Maragoli,
mountain right
yes.
now, the way you are
The mountain
talking of
is
the
one.
mountain. No, the mountain is not one.
I come from the
Yesterday,
mountain.
no, I am telling you, right now there is Kirinyaga people, there is Embo people in groups now,
That
Meru
is-
people.
yes.
They are not associating with the Muranga people, Kiambu people.
told
Right
you?
now things are getting
Who
different.
told you? Ask me. I'm from the mountain.
Next
mountain is one.
after next general election, my friend, we'll meet in the parliament. I'll show you how the voting was done. I'll tell you and I'll show you. And by that time, I hope Victor will be around. We'll come to the table.
Allow me to clarify.
And you saw yesterday.
Don't you hear that focus?
No,
you will meet in Parliament.
We will meet in Parliament. And that is what, that is my good prayer to you, my friend. Yes, and just I found it right to say.
Away from Western and the mountain, Aba Gusia are united apart from Osoro.
But you see, that is still part of the Western. And that is what I'm saying. If Western were able to work together, they would have a better political
in the case, I don't know about it, but let me talk about the people with the power of voting. That is the mountain and the Mlembe Nation.
Yeah.
These are the people that we can sit down and negotiate how we can do. But so far, where we are comfortable. And what we are doing, we think right now we were in the government quarterly. We want to be after next general election, we want to be fully in the government. So
that's what I'm talking about, the ethnic card.
Yes,
because of the numbers.
Yes, because of the numbers. And I remember, Victor, there is a time when Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere said that in Tanzania, we don't go with the tribes. In Kenya, they go with the tribes and they stand with the tribal lines for them to
and that is what makes us stupid. That is what Kambarage Nyerere actually said.
He said
to
that.
Contextualize, he said that we are stupid because we align ourselves because of our ethnic extractions.
And it is all, and we cannot do away with it right now so easily. It's very difficult, my friend. Just get it. It is very. And I'll give an example. And I'll give an example. The way my friend has said that they are meeting in Wamunyoro's home.
Yeah.
It is not from across the country. It is from the mountain only.
Correct.
It's tribal.
Allow me.
Okay. It is tribal still.
Allow me to say that first, these two good learned friends should not intimidate this panel. It is not true that politics do not have a reference. I'm a political scientist. And I can tell you that politics is a game of numbers. And the reference for politics is numbers. And I will also tell you that politics are very local. All right? Before we can come to the national table, we start at the very local.
Yeah.
All right? People want to know at the very, very, very basic level, what are you going to do for us as a political leader? All right? The person in Wamunyoro is not so much concerned with what is going to happen
Yes.
and everything. Is about the road, is about the money in the pocket, is about the value of education in the school that their kids are going. All right? And that is why politics being very local, the discussions need to start very local. And that is why we are having the Wamunyoro consultations. For us, the mountain, before we can come to the national table, we want to know, all right, what is the value of our tea? What is the value of our coffee? What is the value of our milk?
And
what is
so
the value of our trade?
That's what I'm talking about, the ethnic and the elite bargaining. That's what I'm talking about.
Correct. But remember,
because you have the numbers, you want to bargain based on the strengths.
Based on the strength, because
the numerical strength, that is.
Correct. Yes. And unless we have the numbers, we'll not be able to win what we want to win. So there are many ways to bring numbers together. But Kenya traditionally is through regions and tribes, fortunately or unfortunately. And I'll tell you, from a political side of things, there's nothing wrong with that, because there's politics and there's governance. Politics is the process of helping you form government, all right? And that way you need to do everything that is possible. If we are talking about the cousin movement right now, it's not tribalism. It's saying that if we combine these numbers, and these numbers will be able to form government. But when we form government, it becomes a governance process now. All right? We look at everyone, we look at every other place, and be able to work with the leaders that have also been elected from those regions to be able to serve those people. All right? So politics being a game of numbers, then it is incumbent upon any other politician to come up with a formula on how to achieve those.
So how then do you include the likes of, the Bajunis of this world who do not have numbers?
Correct. You now bring them on board.
No, the law is very clear. The law is very clear.
In what aspect? At the very local, they have their numbers at the very local. Yeah. And I've said politics are very local. So at the local level, they'll be able to give us leaders. All right? If they're not fortunate enough, because of their numbers, to be part of that government formation process, then they're also included now in the governance process. The issues will be addressed.
Okay. So, Wakili, how important is this now? Because I'm asking the question about the Pokomos, the Majunis of this world. We have got this, they're small tribes.
You know, Victor, it has been said before, and I'm not the first one to say it, that democracy is stupid. And you see, the realization of why democracy is stupid is from some of the sentiments that we are getting here. That you see, you know, in the matrix of things, we will never have a Pokomo becoming a president of the Republic of Kenya. I mean, that is what you're being told, but in other words. You're being told that for the Pokomos, they will have to wait until the Mulembes and the Mount Kenya have, have eaten everything, and then they will just send someone to come and probably just get something, the crabs from, you know, the feast that will have had between the Mulembes and the Mount Kenya.
Yes.
But the truth be told, that you see, we just need a leadership that is all-inclusive. This matrix of, you know, tribes and, you know, this ethnic extraction and that, it's what is actually bedeviling Kenya.
Has it ever helped?
No, it has not been helping the Republic of Kenya. In fact, what is supposed to actually to be our strength, because our diversity should actually form what is our strength. Because from what, you know, the Mulembes will bring on the table, from what the Kisis will bring on the table, we should become stronger by bringing all of us together.
Yeah.
But now, we use what should be our strength to be our weakness. We divide people on these lines. I am from this sect, I am from this sect. Some of us who have studied in national schools, I went to Maseno School. Maseno School is in Luo, Nyanza. I had the opportunity of studying with everybody within the Republic of Kenya. So from that socialization at my early age, I can tell you for a fact, I have friends drawn from every corner of this country. I do not look at you know, my tribesmen or tribeswoman being a Kikuyu as my only source of strength. I have networks even in Northeastern, I have networks in Mombasa. I can as well even decide.
Networks here.
Yes, I mean, there is nothing that prevents me. There is nothing that prevents me from contesting for the position of member of parliament in Kisumu West or Kisumu
Nothing
East.
stops you.
There is nothing that stops me.
Yes.
I have also deep roots in Nyamira. I can even go there to West Mugirango once Stephen Mogaka is done with his term in office after he serves 10 years because he's going to be re-elected. And then now he can give me the opportunity of going, you know, because that is my family also.
Yeah.
So yes, so it's important. It's important that we don't look at this country from the strength of where we are coming from. Let us look at this country from a point where this is our country. We can be a candidate in any place, any region. We can offer ourselves as leaders from any, you know, in Kajiado North. Kajiado North is a Maasai land. Is a Maasai land. All of us have just but come there because either we were economic refugees, we were education refugees, we are there because of the intermarriages between Kikuyus and the Maasais. So nobody has the courage to stand up and say that you are a local, this one is not a local. But all of us, because of the developments that we've brought, the investment that we have brought around that area, we can now claim a share of that region. I can proudly say that I am also a part of that Maasai community as a Kikuyu. And I take a lot of pride in that, knowing too well that even in the year 2027, I'm going to vote in a governor called Katole Metito. And Katole Metito is not a Kikuyu.
Okay.
He is a Maasai.
Did you know that in Tanzania we have got more than 120 tribes and sub-ethnic clans? 120.
Yeah, of
Kenya
course.
we are around 47, 48 thereabout.
Yes.
But you'll never hear them talk about this and that. It's all about Sisi Wana Tanzania. Ujamaa, which was brought about by Mzee Nyerere himself.
Kabarage.
But it has worked for them.
Yes.
There was a foundation for them to work on that. And when Tanzanians go to an election, they vote as Tanzanians. They don't vote as the Maasais of this clan, you know, the Sukumas of the Tanzania and all that. But in Kenya, you said it is not easy to get. It's not easy to do away with.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
So which means it's something that is in our DNA politically.
I've contested before, and I got it practically. It's not that I'm going for the first time, no. I contested at the previous election, and I spent a lot of money to my other tribes, knowing very well that my tribe will vote for me. But after election, the people I assisted, I built, I actually did a lot for them. They didn't vote for me. They voted to their own, who did not help them anything I even went ahead and blowing their people, but they did not vote for me. That is when I realized, my friend, the way my friend from Amnyoro said, politics is local. It's local, it's true. Yeah. Now, it is very difficult for us to run away from this fact. It will stay with us for a longer time, my friend. And that's what we must know. Politics is local. Now, when I'm going back to election...
I have a feeling, Umwami, is that politicians have engineered it to remain the same, to remain so.
Yeah, yeah.
So that when it comes to electoral cycle, there is one card that you pull.
Yeah.
That works for you.
Yeah.
For your survival.
For your survival.
You know, we can speak well, you can address people well, you can make people laugh, but during election, and that's why it is secret, secret election voting, people whom you assisted might not vote for you.
Yeah. Victor,
might not vote for you.
But I think it's a wrong way of practicing things when you want to assist people so that they vote for you. Personally, I assist people not so that they can vote for me. I really don't even care who they will choose, but I will be a candidate so that, you know, as they are doing their mathematics, they will have me in mind. But I don't help them. I don't contribute in funerals, in churches, so that people can vote for me. No, that is the choice they will have to make secretly.
So let me allow me 1 minute. Okay. 1 minute, because I think we need to get it clear. First, I think we engage the people and we help them so that they can be able to know our capacity and to be able to also vote us in. Because I don't think Shadi here attends harambes and funerals across the country. All right? Why just Kajiado North?
No, I do. Right? I do. In Madare,
I haven't seen you in Odaya.
You have not invited me. Yeah, I cannot come there uninvited. You invite me, tell me, come and assist us.
But I wanted to say, I think the 2010 Constitution might have been a missed opportunity. All right?
Yeah, correct.
Because the Constitution says that, for example, the presidential vote, that it's 50% plus one.
Yes.
Whoever gets 50% plus one becomes the president of the Republic of Kenya. But the Constitution does not give us a formula perhaps of how do you achieve this 50% plus one and where do you need to draw the votes. I think maybe in the future, and this would be the team to do it, would be to see how do we bring in a more inclusive formula so that even the Pokot and the Pokomos of this world have an opportunity to be president. And maybe there's something to borrow from the American way of voting, you know, the college system of voting. Perhaps in the future we'd want to see that maybe every tribe carries just one vote, you know, and that one vote, whether you are 100,000 or 2 or 3 million, that then would be able to say that everybody has an opportunity to be president. But remember, as it is right now, it is not the most handsome that is elected. It is not the most educated that is elected. It is the person with the numbers.
It's the person with the numbers.
Yeah. But you know, when you go the same way, Victor, when he goes the same way, people, we fear that when we go that college way of voting, we fear that people with the muscles of money will buy the votes in a simpler manner.
But even now it's happening. I mean,
right now it's a bit difficult. Right now it's very difficult. You go direct to Mwananchi.
Correct.
How many million voters?
Correct.
It's very difficult for you to reach all of them. Correct. Now it is very difficult. But when we go to college voting, the way you have proposed, like America, then it will be very simple that with college voting, I'll need just 30 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Representative.
Yeah.
30 representative.
But that,
and you work out
your
arithmetic with the cash, and then you get the votes.
Right.
It will be so easy. And that one will not be representing the common Mwananchi down there.
Okay. Omwami, it's 8 on the dot. We take a quick break. When we come back, we still have enough time to discuss this.
Good.
All right. Samsara, stay with us. All right. Welcome back. After that break, it's now 2 minutes past 8 a.m. Karibu sana. Now, let's continue. I have got Shadrack Wamboi, who is an advocate of the High Court, also eyeing Kajiado North constituency. Dr. Anthony Gitonga, also eyeing Odaya constituency, political analyst. And of course, Frank said that he's not eyeing for anything. He's a political analyst and a governance expert.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
ground.
But from the way he's smiling,
from akisema Nyaribari chache, I'm suspecting something. No, we are lawyers. We are also trained to read signs.
Mommy here from Western Region, Trans Nzoia, is saying that Saboti Tungoje kidogo hapo kwa kona. Okay, so I was with who?
Yes, with me.
Okay, sawa. So let's come back. I ask a question. So where does Wanjiku come in? Because if the political elite have got a way of pulling their tribal cards, they have numbers to fill the ballot box. So what role does Wanjiku have to play?
No, you know, Victor, our 2010 constitution is good. Our 2010 constitution is good. What my friend said that maybe the smaller tribe are not realized, maybe the top percent, because right now we go with a game of numbers. Maybe that is a section that was not included in the 2010 constitution. If it were there, maybe people could have proposed that let's go in rotational. In rotation, that could work in that 2010 election, but unfortunately, it's not there. So it's actually Mwananchi who votes for the presidency. Mwananchi. The way my friend proposed that maybe we go for college voting so that we can also include the lower communities also. Now that one, unfortunately, it's not in our constitution. So it is difficult again. Yeah, we got that chance of amending our constitution, but we left those small items out, and now it is very difficult, and nobody right now can call for a constitution amendment. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult.
Frank, is there a point where Wanjiku can say that we want to stand for ourselves and make a decision that, you know, you're the Ogiek, you're the Pokomos, you're the, you know, the Bajunis, the Luos of this planet, we are going to speak one language and say, no, it's not going to be according to the tribal lines.
Yes, one thing I've always told Kenyans whenever I get a platform to speak to them is to read Article 1 of the Constitution for them, which says that power belongs to the people. And this power can be exercised directly or indirectly. It's unfortunate that in our case, it's exercised indirectly through elected representatives. But then Wanjiku has got a very powerful weapon in her hands to be able to select the very best that they want. So it does not bar anyone from contesting, but Wanjiku has the ultimate weapon to select and sieve.
And there is somebody who doesn't want Wanjiku to know that.
This one.
No,
the
Constitution gives Wanjiku an opportunity to elect.
So Victor, the Constitution is clear. It gives Wanjiku the ultimate opportunity to elect their representatives. But then ours, or rather these panelists or those who are going to vie, theirs is simple. Pump a lot of knowledge to Wanjiku, empower them so that you are liked not because of what you give, but because of what you are, your character. That is the ultimate thing that role that Wanjiku can play as far as elections is concerned. Otherwise, other than that, we will end up with Sabasaba, we will end up with Gen Z protests, we will end up with all that. That's the only other way that Wanjiku can speak to the government, and the government listens. But as it is, let Wanjiku know that he or she has a powerful weapon in Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya, which empowers them to select the very best. I'll be glad, I'll be happy, I'll be enthusiastic to see these panelists go into the people and they are selected. The goal, or rather the end game, is that they should be able to deliver so that Wanjiku doesn't regret. In most cases, since 2022, Wanjiku has been regretting. That is why we have had a series of protests over anything and everything. So let us empower Wanjiku so that this constitution can speak life to us and bring us all together, irrespective of where you come from.
Yes.
Okay. But Victor, most of the...
I think you're being unfair. You're being unfair. I think he's taking so much time.
I'm just responding one thing.
You balance the skills.
Yeah. Wanjiku, the protest of Wanjiku, mostly it's not directly from Wanjiku. It is ignited by people with certain interest. Even like today protest maybe of Sabasaba. How many Sabasaba has gone down the line without any protest? So many. But now this one is being engineered by some people who want to see maybe the government of the day is not performing. You can see. This is the reason.
That's an allegation. That's political.
No,
that's a political allegation.
Not political allegation.
It's a speculation, actually.
You know, I'm an investigator by profession.
Give us evidence. So I think, Victor, just to add on what my learned colleague has, the remarks that he's just made, it's important that we have an informed people, an informed population, because they keep repeating their mistakes, largely because they live in the dark. They do not really understand the roles and the responsibilities of a member of parliament. They do not understand the roles and responsibilities of their MCAs, their governors, and their president. I mean, it is little wonder that you will see someone who has offended the people by way of passing legislations or laws that are retrogressive. They are meant to take away from the people. Going back to the same people, deluding them with the one-term and the two-term chance, so that they forget.
Yeah.
They don't even realize that over and above, the talk, this talk about the construction of roads, the constructions of classrooms, this person who is a legislator has passed a law that makes it very impossible for you to drive on that road. Yes. Makes it very impossible for you to even send your child to school because of the consequences of creating a law that has led to the increase in the cost of living and all those things. So it is important, and this is what I have been doing personally, because I want a people that long after I have been elected, served, and I have gone home, people who will come and if my colleague here presents himself as a candidate in my constituency in the future when I'm not there, when I have retired, then my people in Kajiado North, in Kware, in Gaimurunya will be asking him, we had Shadrach Wamboi, and Shadrach Wamboi will sit us down, as I always do. I take a whiteboard and a pen. I educate them on the laws that are being passed and the consequences of those laws. So that when your member of parliament and when your MCA comes around, with the unga, with those 50 shillings, mine is very poor, it just gives people 50 shillings. So when he gives these people these 50 shillings, then what you do is you ask these stubborn questions. Well, it's good, bring us the money, yes, because you've stolen from our NGCDF, there is no problem. But again, there is this law that you passed that has led to the imposition of land rates on freehold land. There is this law that you passed that has led to the increment of the rates or the charges that we were paying on allotted land. So from that discussion, then the people will now want to hear what this member of parliament will be saying. And you see, the beauty about the record in parliament is that it is there. We have the Hansards. So if you said yes, you said yes. And I've been telling them that sometimes we can be very angry about our members of parliament. But the truth be told, most of them are just in the choir of saying aye and nay. They don't even know the contents of the bill that they pass into law.
So how informed is Wanjiku as we head to the election? How is informed is Wanjiku? This to all of you.
But learning is a continuous process, Victor. Even now we are learning. We are learning from each other.
Yes.
The public is also learning from what we are saying. So we cannot say that we have schooled enough not to absorb further material. No. What I'm going to tell the people is to encourage them to always be on the lookout. The politician is a very unique animal. He is in the habit of mutating, like a chameleon. You are in this regime, but that is the truth. I have taken time to study these people so that I understand them. And sometimes I don't fault them for anything. They must survive because they have nothing else to do for a living.
Okay. Dr. How informed is Wanjiku?
I think
this is not the Wanjiku in 2010,
correct.
In 2015.
Yeah.
Correct.
We are in 2026.
Yes. This is a more informed Wanjiku, yes. All right? You cannot compare, just like you've said, you cannot compare Wanjiku and the 2027 electorate in particular to 2022, 2017. Remember, Wanjiku now has access to technology. Wanjiku now is able to read.
Very good.
Wanjiku now...
they can ask those hard questions to the representatives.
Correct, and they know the roles of each political leader that they're going to elect, all right? So I think that empowerment is, and with the Gen Zs coming on board, is actually going to help. because Gen Zs are aware now that if I'm going to elect you as a member of parliament, I want you to support me in legislating laws that are going to support and favor my trade or agriculture or help me get an opportunity, all right? If you're going to be there to oversight government, please do not allow government to do things that are going to harm what we do. And that is why you see today Gen Zs, when it comes to the finance bill every other year, they're up in arms because they feel that the taxation has become so punitive that it's affecting even their future. All right? The deductions has become too much that even when they get into employment, they don't seem like they're going to get enough or meaningful take home, all right, in terms of income. So we have a more empowered and a more informed Wanjiko or electorate this time, and that is going to change even how our politics are going to happen in 2027. For the first time, it's not about the PR, it's not about the small things that politicians come and do to lie to the people in terms of maybe, and we have seen, for example, it's quite notorious in central Kenya, where I bring cakes to you and you call me Wamakeki and you send me to parliament. I come and give you iron sheets, you call me Wamabati. You send me to parliament and you do not know my capacity. So what we see now is that for the first time in our elections, the Gen Zs and even the electorate are going to be very critical on what is your competency, what is your passion, what is your skill, what is your attitude, what is your knowledge to be able to serve, so that you can't be compromised, because it's about competency, all right? If you do not know how to debate, if you do not know how to legislate, if you can't be able to read, if you can't be able to speak right to the public, then you cannot represent me effectively, all right? And they're going to be very critical on that. So it's not just a matter of what you have seen in the past. I come and give you tanks, and I'm not competent enough to be a member of parliament. You send me to parliament. All of us then get stuck. It's about, for the first time, this time, and we believe that that is what is going to happen. It's going to be about competency.
It's about competence.
Yeah.
Frank, when you walk around the streets, something notable actually happened during 2024 Gen Z Maandamano. A majority of people who are on the streets had the copy of the Constitution.
Yes.
And when you ask them, some of them were law students.
Yes.
All right? Some of them were law students, either in 4th year, 5th year, or KSL.
Actually, my students. I was with my students in the streets.
You see?
Yes.
So you are dealing with an informed
generation.
I teach at Catholic University. I was with my students. We rallied ourselves. We went, the 300 of us. We were here in Parliament.
So you are the people who ate the tea without, the rice without salt.
We actually met that the tea and the salt were finished.
Are you telling us that they are cooking rice without salt in parliament?
No, it's not the question.
Victor, I was in Kisii locals yesterday.
Okay.
I was in Kisii locals yesterday. And Kisii town is part of Nyaribari constituency. And I also got an opportunity to go home where I come from. And I like the conversations that people are having there. Because all of a sudden they actually know or understand that a certain road is supposed to be constructed by the national government. So they are
another one supposed to be constructed by
the MCA or the governor.
Yes.
So they are aware that this road is supposed to be constructed by this person, and they're holding it
when it comes to asking questions, they don't ask MCA about national government issues.
They know.
So that's the generation we're dealing with today.
That's now the kind of people that we are going to, these guys are going to face to sell their ideas to. So I can tell you for a fact that people are more informed than before, and they are seeking this knowledge from everywhere. So that they understand the role of the MP, the role of the MCA, the role of the governor, the kind of duties, the kind of things that the governor is supposed to be doing within, how he or she is going to get funds from the national government, how he or she is going to return money to the national government. I like those conversations. But those conversations only tell me one thing, that we are not what we were yesterday. We are a people that have got a vision. We are a people that now understand our roles as a people. We are a people that now, We will not just wake up and elect anyone because he looks beautiful or he has brought us tanks or mabati and all that. We are now, those guys are now looking for a person who can actually deliver service to them. They are not looking for a person with money, a black car. They're not looking for that kind of a person with a big stomach. They're looking for a person.
Let's go to the document and read. This is it.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you able to do what this document is telling you to do?
Are you fit for purpose? Are you fit for the job?
That's the question. And this is the kind of a conversation that I'm inviting any person who is going to vie, any person who is going to go for an elective position to look at.
Question: do you think Shadi, Omwami, and Daktari are comfortable with that truth?
Well, I have not. That's why I began by asking.
Do you think they are comfortable with that truth, that they are dealing with an informed lot?
No, we know that. And,
no. I asked him. Do you think the three are comfortable with that?
I think what I can say about these three is that they just need to accept the reality the way it is and realign themselves.
So the three is a representation of all the aspirants across the country.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Even if they're sitting.
Yeah.
There is one who is acting.
The acting one. Yes, they are informed.
Omwami, you know very well that there is, the truth of the matter is, if you're going to run for Saboti Member of Parliament seat, the age gap between you and that person who is going to vote for the first time, there's a very big gap.
Yes.
And you know who you are going to deal with, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you feel challenged?
You know, the way you've said, and my friend has put it very clearly, that the voters of nowadays are well informed about what the Member of Parliament should do, what the MCS must do, what the governor should do, and what the national government should do. They are well informed.
Yeah.
And last week, my mom called me and said, for the first time since independence, this road of ours, the contractor is on site and we are going to have tarmac. Now I'm not going to use a motorbike again. I think now I can use my broken vehicle to go around, because he was fearing about that road. You know, every time he uses that road, it's a Maram road, the vehicle, its car broke down. So for the first time, he has realized that the national government has done this for her. Now they are well informed. And in most of occasions, they'll just call you and say that I want to video call you. And this is my mom with more than 70 years.
How old are you? How old are you? How old are you?
My age, I stopped celebrating at 40. So I don't know my age right now. Are you still celebrating your birthday?
Me, I'm still a youth, mister.
He's not yet 40.
I'm still children.
So I'm still celebrating my birthday, so I don't know when I am, how old I am, but of course I'm still within that bracket.
Okay.
So nowadays, Victor, mothers of today, voters of today, they know they are right. And when I took a clip in Tanzania where they said that Kenyans, even a small kid, know the law. The Tanzania, they don't know completely. They don't know the law. They don't know they are right. But in Kenya, and I want to thank up the Kenyans on how we've managed to bring up this law to the lowest people. People know they are right. People know what they should talk about.
Yeah.
Kenyans, we are more advanced. We cannot talk. You know, in Kenya, people, any stupid fellow in the street can stand up and start accusing the president, and he walks free. Try that in Uganda. My friend, even talking of president's name in Uganda.
Museveni.
Yes, just like that. You'll be up for it. Even in Tanzania right now. So you cannot compare this, even in Rwanda. You can't. Kenya, we much far away from that colonial leadership.
Shadi,
yes.
Omwami has spoken very well, and you know he's the eldest amongst us here.
Yes.
When you listen to him speak, and when you listen, it has just reminded me of something that probably way back before we also became of age, he already saw it. And he's speaking from a point of the kind of milestones that we have made as a nation up to where we are today, the kind of progress and the democracy we are enjoying today is something that somebody fought for. As we wind up, the Sabasaba Day, what does it really mind you? Because in 1990, 36 years ago, you are somewhere and you saw this happen.
Yeah.
What does it remind you this day that as a young Kenyan who is aspiring to take the leadership position, what does this really fight for you? Does it really give you, the likes of James Orengo fought for it, the likes of Achieng' Oneko were there, the Kubais of this world, call them. They did their part. So what are you going to do? What role are you going to do? What are you called to do? What are you calling yourself to do to serve me as Wajiko?
Well, Victor, perhaps just for the benefit of the viewers and the listeners, I was not there 36 years ago. I was not there. I have, of course, as a student of history, I've had the advantage of reading, going back and reflecting on what really transpired over the years, as it is even now. I've tried to understand and to come to terms with what really agitated the very people of Kenya to go to the streets. Of course, is an appreciation that we had our democratic space quite squeezed. We did not enjoy the wide democratic space that we currently enjoy, the multi-party. Now we have DCP, we have UDA, we have a lot of political parties. Some of them are even briefcase political parties. We have the Inject party that the owner has decided to shelve so that he can use the Jubilee party as his vehicle towards realizing his vision. No, it's important that we mention these things.
It's true.
Well, after all is said and done, I think what is important is the appreciation that a lot of sacrifice has been made to ensure that we enjoy what we currently enjoy. Some of us might not even be taking seriously this multipartism that we currently enjoy. We might not think very deeply about it. And the more reason, I have been going around telling people that after we fought for this multipartism, we did not just fight for competitive elections. We fought to ensure that we have political accountability, that the voice of every common man is heard. And for us to ensure political accountability, we must ensure that we teach and inform the people. Because of the multipartism that we enjoy, what our leaders have been doing is hopping from one party to the next. We have a lot of people currently laying their allegiance to the DCP party, while at the very same time they are elected under the UDA party. What has been called as political prostitution before by my former director at the Kenya School of Law, Professor PLO Lumumba. So if we are to, of course, strictly speaking, identify and inform the people about the dangers of this political prostitution, then we will encourage political accountability. Because you cannot be saying that you are not for UDA and you are currently drawing a salary because you are elected under the UDA party. So it is important that even as we speak about multipartism, we encourage political accountability. That accountability is what now some of our leaders are, because we also have a public that is not properly informed. We've been having some leaders coming to political platforms or, social gatherings and, of course, pointing fingers at others without necessarily telling us what their contribution to our problems are. So, as I close, permit me to say that it is important that this day is not just any other day. It is a day when we get to commemorate. Let us understand that over and above the fight for this political space, what else? Because that is the question. Because if fighting for political multipartism was the end goal, then we have nothing to commemorate because we already have it. But if we are to think beyond the multipartism, then it means that we have a chance recognizing that democracy is not instant coffee. We have a chance to grow our democracy. We have a chance to, to elevate our lives even further. To also to compare ourselves in future with the likes of, the USA. Of course, we cannot compare ourselves now to South Africa because of what they are doing to our people. Of course.
Terry, in 1 minute, is there hope? You said that we hope is
There's
key.
a lot of hope.
Exactly.
There's a
Go
lot
ahead,
of
in 1
hope.
minute.
I want to agree with Wakili here that Sabasaba that we're commemorating today is important, and we should not forget its gains, because it's an affirmation of, again, Article 1 of our Constitution, that power belongs to the people. And therefore, I remember that the first time that Sabasaba happened, 7th July 1990, it took less than 2 years, to push the government to really continue, agitating for multi-party democracy. And within less than 2 years, Section 2 had been repealed.
Yes.
Therefore, I think there is hope that can be sold to the Kenyan people, that do not get tired, do not give up. If you believe there is change that can come from, just pushing the government and really talking about our rights, Sabasaba is a good example, that if we continue pushing for better governance, if we continue pushing, for reasonable taxation, if we continue protesting against a system that is that is not very keen on its children, then these things at the end they will happen the way we desire.
Thank you. Very good. Sabasaba, Wakili.
Yes, Victor, former President of the United States of America and the son of the soil, Barack Obama, once said that history is there to remind us where we have come from, and also lay the foundations of our future. Sabasaba has already reminded us where we have come from, and I think, in my own opinion, that it is the conversation of the new constitution of Kenya started long those days when Sabasaba was happening. Going forward, we are asking ourselves, then what should we be doing with this freedom that we so have and enjoy today? It's not about forming so many parties. The constitution allows us to form those parties, but it's just not profitable anymore to form those parties without coming up with leaders who are accountable. Remember those days, as history will put it, the masses were calling for the government to be accountable and responsible. So it was not only calling for the government to open the door for more people to form their parties, it was opening the door for the government to be accountable to its objectives, very, very responsible to its duties, and that is the way I think, going forward, this conversation of Sabasaba should end. That we push for proper taxes, we push for good representation, we push for proper governance, we push for anything that can see an elevation of mwananchi from the lowest to a middle class, and all of a sudden to a life that is meaningful to them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Umami, kama mzee tumalizie in 20 seconds. Wisdom is there.
Yeah, Sabasaba reminds us a lot because, and that's why we have this freedom that we are enjoying today. It is just because of those people who stood up and forced the government of the day. During that time, it was Moi's government to repeal Section 2A, which gave us a lot of freedom, a lot of expression, and so many things. And that's why equality is part of it. So Sabasaba, to me, we should not misuse it. We should be celebrating Sabasaba in a style, by the way, but not to people to fuel it so that to express their anger against the government of the day. No, we should be celebrating. Like now, people were prepared to destroy the Sabasaba celebration. People are armed to the tail to ensure that
nobody's armed. Nobody's armed.
People need to celebrate Sabasaba.
Yes.
And because it has brought us somewhere. It's very important, and it has given us opportunity to judge leaders.
Thank you.
To judge leaders positively.
Maybe we are armed with our constitution.
Of course,
of
course.
In our minds.
And that is where the Sabasaba began.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm reminded that we need to wind up there. The director has been so courteous to us, giving us more time, 30 minutes, because she said The discussion was good.
Thank you.
You ought to have been out by 8. It's 8:30.
Thank you so much.
Gentlemen.
And thank you for tea.
Thank you.
We have a discussion over a cup of tea. Thank you so much for
Very
joining
kind.
us. My name is Victor Lowe Wafula Mutacho, for the Kenya chairperson. Trans Nzoia County said that it's going for Saboti constituency. All right.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Thank you so much. And
we are going to change most of the people, right from the governor.
Okay.
And so many people. And be aware. Next time you call me, you'll see that we have a new governor in Trans Nzoia. And we might surprise you to have a lady governor in Trans Nzoia.
Shada Kombo is an advocate of the High Court.
Yeah.
Kajiado North, looking for you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I'm the acting member of parliament. Huko tumewambia watembe. Oh, you have said
you're so naughty. Daktari Gitonga,
walking away from the leadership.
Odhaya,
MP
in waiting. He's here. Ajapotea, he's around here. All right. And asante sana Franco Nshari. He said he doesn't want any political seat. Blakini. Time will tell.
When you talk of Nyaribari charge.
Okay.
ground.
Thank you so much for watching. Good morning. Bye-bye.
Thank you.